if you haven't watched the previous video in the series, make sure to watch it. And if you have no way to find it on YouTube, then click the link in the description down below. Also, whilst you're down there, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Redneck Fanboy Productions. I'll just type in Redneck Fanboy YT, which is actually my Instagram name. So, without further ado, please enjoy James Gunn's DCEU. Hello, Mr. Gunn. I'm Redneck Fanboy Productions, and I critique movies that are on your new brand, the DCEU. And, I rewrite, I critique, I even pitch some videos about the DCEU or the MCU or anything. This time around, I'm pitching to you what you could do post-Flashpoint, which we all know the Flash movie is going to be about. Flashpoint, with Ezra Miller. And since you've now removed Henry Cavill, who isn't the best Superman, that is Christopher Reeves, and will always be Christopher Reeves. Second will be Tyler Hoechlin. Then maybe Cavill. I don't mind that you removed Henry Cavill. I love the man. But his direction, was a bit shit. Zack Snyder was a bit shit. I know he had his daughter died, but that's no excuse for him being a shit director. Anyway, I know what am I getting at. I want to help you with your new DCEU, or the DCU, which is now filled with games, series, now more movies, you name it, everything underneath the DC brand. You want to connect everything. And I want to help you, because the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are the peak DCEU so far. And I know that you're not going to reboot them because you just rebooted the Suicide Squad brand, and you're starting work on the Suicide Squad, which will be titled the Suicide Squad, and then that sequel, the Suicide Squad. I'm pretty sure I used the right amount of words in that sentence. Alright. So, without further ado, let's go right into the video, which will be about how I would fix the DCEU, which is also another video series that I'm doing, and it won't be connected to that. This video will just be about me helping you, Mr. Gunn. Alright, post Flashpoint. Now, I know everyone hates Ezra, right? He's a war criminal. Well, he isn't a war criminal, but he basically is right now at this point. Let's be honest, the man is insane. Sure, he needs help, but he's fucking mental. So what we should do, right? Now, I know people want to see the Flash get recasted or bring in Grant Gustin, but if the same thing happened to Peter Parker, which it did with Spider-Man Lotus, and if it happened with Tom Holland, right? If everyone thought Tom Holland was a psychopath, would you rather recast Tom Holland, right? Which would be a big recasting. Or would you bring in the new guy? Now you may be thinking, who the fuck is the new guy? Well, Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, is a legacy character, meaning anyone can replace him. Just like the Flash. First it was Jay Garrick, then it was Barry Allen. Then, it was Wally West, who everyone considers to be the best Flash ever. And since Ezra Miller's off rehabilitated, right? So we don't make it that much of a big recast, right? So we can get all our shit together. So just in case nothing bad happens, we need to sort out the Barry Allen fan casting in the comments. Put in the comment section who you think should be the new Flash. By the way, I'm not going to upload this video to YouTube, James Gunn. You have my word. I was just saying that hypothetically. James Gunn, make Wally West the main DCEU, main DCU Flash, just in case we ever consider bringing back Ezra. You best not fucking remove Blue Beetle from the new DC timeline. I will fucking hate you forever, because I grew up with Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle, the third Blue Beetle. I remember him from Batman Brave and the Bold, and he was one of my favourite characters in that show. I just loved him. But if you ever delete that movie, if you ever remove it like Batgirl, then I will fucking come to your house and break your fucking legs. Also, if it is going to be the new DCU timeline, then you might need to do a lot of reshoots. So, yeah. Okay, so we know that Aquaman 2 will be the last DCEU movie. But what about Shazam! Fury of the Gods? Now, you barely got to see anything connecting it to the old DCEU, so it could be safe. And plus, the Shazam casting was perfect, and now you've got those new suits. I'm just saying, it's just a waste, alright? It's just a waste of a perfectly good casting. You could recast him. You could put him on a new Earth. I don't really mind. I just love the casting for Shazam. And also, if the Marvel's Captain Marvel from the MCU doesn't deserve the title of Captain Marvel, then please have Billy, aka Shazam, have that title, because I'm tired of calling him Shazam, because that is the wizard, not Billy. If you ever do anything Green Lantern related, then please make it so it's like the Suicide Squad movie. But not the exact plot, not the exact direction, not the exact everything. Just make it so that it could be connected to the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool and Green Lantern movies. Because the Green Lantern of 2011 had some good elements. I know it was shit, but it had some good elements. Like the Sinestro peak. The Sinestro was Ryan Strong. I think it was I forgot his name, but the same actor as Dr. Savannah. But that was peak Sinestro, and he was brilliant as that role. He was so good. It was such a waste. Could bring him back. Bring him back if you wanted, like how you did with all the Suicide Squad actors, because he, like Viola Davis's Amanda Waller, was all, and the Shazam actor, I forgot his name, he was also the peak actor for Sinestro. So don't throw him away. And maybe if you plan on making it into a series, don't make it into a CW Arrowverse series. Even though Superman and Lois is a great series, right? I've finished the entire series. It was legendary. I'm planning on giving it a review of season 2. But the CGI did look a bit like a YouTube CGI fan film. So don't give it to CW. Give it to HBO Max. Same people that made Peacemaker. Obviously, James Gunn, because I'm pitching it to you. Just make sure the CGI looks good. And make sure the story is Sinestro War. Make sure it's a good story. Not Parallax comes to Earth, helps this weird autistic guy. Make it so it's just Sinestro War. I know you said that you weren't going to make Matt Reeves' Batman canon to the new DCU. But you have to, because that movie was perfect. Next to Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, Robert Pattinson, or Robin Batmanson, was the perfect Batman. And by denying us Robin Batmanson, we won't have the perfect DC DCU. Unless, now I don't think this is possible, unless we find a Kevin Conroy scale Batman with a Robin Batmanson style tone and a Ben Affleck like body type. Unless we find someone like that, a godlike physique, a godlike voice, and a godlike writing, then I don't think we can top the Batman, Robin Batmanson's Batman. And you might be saying, oh, Christian Bale's peak Batman. He's not. Alright? He's not. I'm sorry that I insulted you. Please do something good with Green Arrow and Black Canary. Make them a couple. Unlike the CW Arrowverse, which had the dog shittiest Green Arrow. He wasn't in adult Spider-Man. That is basically Oliver Queen, an adult Spider-Man, but his jokes are funny. He's rich, and he's like Hawkeye, but better, because he's got a boxing glove arrow, gun arrow, that like, if you fire it shoots a gun, it shoots a bullet. He has to have wacky arrows. And Black Canary, right, she needs to be double-decker badass. Right. She needs to be exactly like Nightwing and Superman. Peak superhero. So that means she has to be kind, soothing, and like nice. She needs to be nice, not a badass, but she does need to be a badass mother. She needs to be a badass. Don't get me wrong, but she needs to be nice and she needs to be a badass. And she needs to be fit. Here's a weird, wacky, and fun one. If the MCU isn't using a fan cast that the fans really want, if they're not using an actor perfect for the role, like John Krasinski, and Emily Blunt as Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, then use them for something equally perfect, like John Krasinski and Emily Blunt as Superman and Lois. Now, I know people want David Consweat as Superman, but John Krasinski always plays the perfect man in every role that he's in, and it'll be more perfect because he's more of a perfect role. And plus, people would always see Jim, right? I'd never Superman. But then again, if he masters the role of Superman perfectly, right, then people might see him like, sure, they might still see him as Quiet Place. Sure, people might still see him as Jim. But it might get more people in the seats to see John Krasinski. And plus, people know John Krasinski. They know he can play a good and serious role other than Jim Halpert. So why not Superman? Why not have a recognizable face that people people wouldn't really want him to play Superman, right? People can't really see him as Superman. Also, and that would be perfect, since you're because people can't see him as Superman. This DC that'll be perfect. People can't see Clark Kent as Superman. People can't see John Krasinski as Superman on a Batman game. Perfect. Because the Arkham games are peak. And I don't think they add much onto the story. Batman is supposed to be a main character to the DCU. So, and also, don't make an Animal Man video game. Don't make low-tier, like, Z-tier superhero video games. Now, I love Animal Man. He's a good character. He's an amazing character. I think he would be perfect for a movie for you to direct, because I don't think you should direct all of these DC movies. But why don't you make for games, right? What could be a good game is a Nightwing game. Like, not that famous superheroes, but still famous superheroes. People swap. Some people might hit. I know some heroes that some people might know of, but never a Z-tier superhero video game. Also, the game needs to be playable. Okay, James, so now that I've laid out the perfect things that could happen in your new DCU, and now that people, if I accidentally leak the footage of this YouTube video, then people might love your DCU. If you follow the steps that I've laid out for you, it'll be perfect. If you use the fan castings people want to see, if you use the fan castings Marvel won't use, if you use Matt Reeves' Batman, if you use Wally West Flash, if you make a Green Lantern show, if you keep the movies and shows that fans want to see, then the DCU could be fixed thanks to you. Or you could do something equally stupid and do stuff like, make shit like this happen. I know you don't hate Cavill, but you don't need to necessarily hate the fans. Listen to them, hear them out, but actually lead like a proper leader should.